presentation this morning?
I thought it was very informative. I felt like I did the module already, so I just thought it was very good revision. The videos were very good as well, so I thought it was good. The questions, the fact that we went through the IA kind of helped me a lot because I wasn't really sure what to do. So now I'm pretty clear on everything now.
Okay, and was the presentation presented in a fun and effective manner?
Yeah, it was. I love the candy because I got 4, so that was good. Yeah.
Okay, and would you be willing to come back next year?
I will. Yeah. I'll
Okay.
do it.
Do you have any cons that anything you didn't like about the workshop so far?
The lunch break was short because the lunch break was short, but it can work.
Okay, thank you very much, and
You're
we'll see you
welcome.
next year.
Okay, bye.
Okay, Miss Henry,
Yes,
how did you find the presentation
very
today?
interesting. Very interesting. I like the technique you use. I sat in on the review of past paper questions, and the technique was good, where you presented the question, got gave them some information they needed, and then you allowed the students to to participate and give their views. And that sort of made the interaction made the activity interesting and they enjoyed it. You got the shy students to want to speak up with your incentive program, giving them the sweets, and I saw where that worked. And the interaction was better. They enjoyed that section of it where they had to speak, and then when they were good, they were given an incentive. So you brought out more from the students that way. Where you gave them case studies based on the topic you were doing, both local and international. That was good because they needed that sort of feedback on how to answer the questions. You also showed them that the essays needed the introduction, the body, and the conclusion to get full marks. And you demonstrated that by answering a question, which was good, and so they can see what was required of them. So I think that section was very good. You also, well, you did a presentation on the IA, and one of the weak points for IA, a lot of them was how to do the bibliography, and you gave them valid information how to get do a bibliography to get full marks. You also broke down the different sections and show them exactly how they must go and write on the different sections, the different parts of the section, and how to answer. And that was good, what to do when you're describing, what to do to analyze, and that section was good. Where you show them what is required for the methodology, what is required for the recommendation, and they have a better picture now of how to go and write their ID. Okay, so that I appreciate. Giving them a sample, showing them a sample, a good sample of the different sections would have improved it. But what was done was adequate for them to see what was required. Okay? I
Okay.
think it's a good day.
Okay, and the feedback from the
The
students?
feedback from the students for the 2 days was good. They enjoyed the sessions and they particularly liked the video examples that were done in the morning uh, based on the questions they were answering, and that the presenter spoke with confidence and gave them wealth of information, particularly a weak point where they were required to cite examples or case studies. Okay?
Okay.
Thanks for a good day.
Okay, and thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you next year.
You will. You, you know,
was kind of weak at first. So we learned everything. However, Fran, he was very interactive with everybody. It was good. We learned a lot in that session. However, second day, somebody wants to.
The second day was good as well. The lectures were informative, and as per usual, Fran informed us a bit more, give us some more insight on what was being presented on the slides, so we can get a better understanding and also grasp what is being taught.
Third day, I'm so good so far. The first lecture was very good and interactive. Ready to see what's happening for the rest of the day. I'm optimistic that it will be good. Would you recommend it to anybody?
Yes. Sure, it's a good workshop. Very good workshop.
Geography teacher for Cape students or grade 12 and 13 geography students at Arden High School. We came to this workshop put on by the Geographical Society here on campus yesterday. Yesterday we were focusing on Unit 2, Module 3 for Cape Geography syllabus. And looking back on the day, there are some things that I observed that were very, very encouraging. And a few things that I would want to say need a little bit of improvement. Let me talk about some of the good things first. First and foremost, what I liked about that session was that it was chronologically done in order of the syllabus itself. A child could sit down with their syllabus, and a few of my students actually did so, and simply chart where they are as they went through. So, for example, last year we had the Chickpea situation and students missed classes, and they could probably see, oh yeah, I missed a few classes, I'm not too sure about this area. And so by going through the content in a chronological manner, that child will be able to say, oh, that's what I missed, and be able to fill in the blanks. So I like that. The next thing I liked was that you had, it was just a lecture, but the students, there was a nice presentation, students could follow along on the presentation that was being projected. And several of my students were writing copious notes. However, some of the slides are a little bit too loaded, to be honest. And but I guess it was okay in the sense that there's a lot we're trying to put into, or a lot they were trying to put into the workshop, and they were told that they could get a copy of the presentations afterwards, which was good. So I like that. Highlights for the day for me though were, one, the time when the students did the past papers. They had a chance to see, one, the importance of using case studies to answer the questions that typically come on the examination. And in doing some past paper questions, we're actually able to realize that their scope should be global. It's not a Caribbean thing, but you may have to look at what's going on in Asia or Europe or wherever. And so that to me was a plus. What I also like was there was one particular presenter who was extremely knowledgeable. Did not have to refer to a slide in terms of following along and reading through all that copious information, but instead was able to just refer to the slides and add so much more layers in terms of information, cases, and pretty much doing what geography does, integrating a whole lot of things together to make it into one whole subject area. So that's my opinion on it. I would recommend that persons come and benefit from these types of workshop. As I said, the one I went to was for the module 2 in module 3 in unit 2, right? It was good. But one of the highlights for me was what happened after the workshop. My own students' feedback. They were like, Miss, truthfully, now they know what they need to do in terms of, they're not realizing, probably sometimes hearing it from me, they don't take me very seriously, but now they realize the depth of study that they need to do so they can get the case studies all in. Because they have a version of the case studies, don't know why. The case studies frighten them for some reason. But I would recommend it, definitely. And it was a good workshop.